Okay, let's get started. If you're watching this, hopefully you've watched my first part of the course, and we are going to add to our drawing, and we are also going to dig a little deeper into VPCs, also known as virtual private clouds. Let's get started. So here's a diagram, and let's say conceptually that you are trying to access AWS. You want to access a file that is in a specific availability zone. So you go onto the internet, you're in a specific region in which Amazon Windows Servers is located. Within the region, there are at minimum 2 availability zones. I'm just showing 3 so you are aware that there can be more than 2, because in the first series I only drew 2. And then I also said that within availability zones, like our Netflix example, I said we have databases. All right? But the thing is, I left some things out, right? So just think about it. If you are on the internet and you are trying to access a file on the cloud that is in a specific availability zone, you wouldn't be able to, right? I mean, you have to have the IP address in which the database is located. You just need more information. You are not able to just go into an availability zone and access that database, right? There's security that's there. You have to make sure that the security allows your IP address to access that file, and we will get deeper into the security part in another video. But long story short, you are unable to access this file or this database with the current drawing, right? So in order to get closer to accessing this file, you need something called a VPC, right? So a VPC, remember, a VPC is a piece of the cloud. It is your own chunk of the entire AWS cloud, right? So think of it like Facebook, right? Facebook is this one thing, right? But when you make your profile, you have your own Facebook page, your own profile, right? It's just a piece of the entire Facebook, right? So that's what VPC is. It's just a piece of the AWS cloud, right? And it's your very own private cloud. So all right, so your VPC that you create spans all of the availability zones, okay? That means that it covers all of them. So if you have 2 availability zones and your VPC is there, then that means your VPC covers 2 availability zones. In this case, we have 3. So the VPC spans all 3, okay? And so I did not want to go too much further into this because technically we are still unable to access this file, right? We're still missing a few things. However, I did want to introduce the idea of where the VPC stood in the big picture that we started with, right? So your VPC spans all of your availability zones. Your databases or your files or your servers are inside the VPC. So in order to have access to this, you must be able to access the VPC, which is not a given. A VPC has security which checks whether your IP address is allowed in or not. That is an entirely different video dedicated to networking. So we will get to that later. So right now, hopefully you understand this concept. VPC, virtual private cloud, just a piece of the entire AWS infrastructure in which your AWS resources are stored and held. See you in the next video.